Good morning, everyone. Today we will talk about someone who is the ultimate branch, the ultimate priest, and the ultimate king. We are going to look at Zechariah chapter 6, verse 12 and 13, where it says, "And speak unto him, saying, Thus speak the Lord of hosts, saying, Behold, the man whose name is the branch, and he shall grow up out of his place, and he shall build the temple of the Lord." Chapter 13, or verse 13, "Even he shall build the temple of the Lord, and he shall bear the glory, and shall sit and rule upon his throne, and he shall be a priest upon his throne, and the council of peace shall be between them both." The text before us speak plainly of Jesus Christ, God's Messiah, and its prophecy of the Messiah. It speaks to us in many wonderful ways. First, this text is an invitation. Did we see the praise? Behold the man. In the ancient Hebrew text, the prophecy begins with this praise. These are the very words that Pontius Pilate used to present the beaten, bloodied Jesus of Nazareth to the mob in Jerusalem. Pontius Pilate invited the mob to look upon the humiliation of Jesus. But when Zechariah said it, he invited us to look upon Jesus on triumph and to behold the man. We can say we need to do both. We need to behold Jesus both in his agony and his triumph. Second, this is a title, says, "Behold the man whose name is the branch." Now, we see this branch in Zechariah chapter 3, and it's a familiar title for the Messiah, used in Isaiah chapter 4 and chapter 11, in Jeremiah chapter 33 and Jeremiah chapter 23. The branch is associated with the fruitfulness and life. Jesus used the same image when he said that he was the vine and we are the branches in John chapter 15. Zechariah asks us to look at Jesus and consider the life-giving power that he imparts to us as we abide in him. Now, this is all the more remarkable when we consider the word "from his place he shall branch out." He speak out of the fruitfulness and outreaching life of the Messiah. Jesus did not come only to have life, but to impart life to others at your invitation. He shall branch out to bring this life to us. Third, it's not only invitation, it's not a title, but it's also a promise. We see on this text the word, "and he shall build the temple of the Lord." Now, this was a promise that connected with the situation of God's people in the days of Zechariah. Zerubbabel was busy building the temple in Jerusalem. Zechariah, Zechariah promised that the Messiah would also build the temple of the Lord, but not the same temple that Zerubbabel worked on, but the temple of the people. The Bible says that both individual and collectively as the people of God, we are being built upon or built up into a beautiful work of God, his very own temple and dwelling place. And finally, this is an unusual announcement. It says, "So he shall be a priest on his throne." If we notice, this was an unthinkable concept previously in Jerusalem, because priests did not sit on throne and kings did not serve as priests. Nevertheless, the branch is different. He ruled as both kings and priests. The idea is to the idea is easy to understand, but they are applied in our lives over the entire lifetime. So behold Jesus. Look at him and meditate upon his suffering and glory. Let's receive Jesus as the branch, connect to his life-giving power, and look for spiritual fruit as evidence of his connection. Consider the building work of Jesus. Surrender to his work of building us up as his temple. both as individually and the part of the collective people of God. And lastly, let's understand that Jesus is both King and priest. Recognize his royal reigns in our life, and let's come to God the Father through him as our great high priest. Let this ancient prophecy of Zechariah be real in our life today. Thank you for listening, and see you tomorrow on our next Everyday God Daily Devotion.